I'm Yasmin here with SMFS TV at the substation. I bet you film lovers out there know I'm here. That's right, I'm at the event Purnama 2. Into its second season, Purnama showcases local talents across Singapore in the filmmaking industry. Come, let's go check out the crowd. As you all know, Singapore Malay Film Society or SMFS has been around close to a year. It's still going strong with events and projects in the pipeline. Here we have founder Isnur and co-founder Sufyan to tell us more about the Singapore Malay Film Society. What made you start the Singapore Malay Film Society?
We actually want to find these filmmakers out there, promote them, identify them, and then we help to nourish their talents lah.
What are some of the challenges you face?
Because this is new for our community, so we have to not only try to bring in the filmmakers, but we have to instill the sense of film viewing culture where people come down at one place to the theatre to watch the films. That's one. So other than that, we need to find these people, so we have to network because we are starting from scratch and there's no other precedent groups that are doing this but us. So when we start off, we have to start networking, finding the right people.
Do you really think the Singapore Malay Film Society can flourish like during P. Ramlee's time?
We can try, and we are trying our best. We are actually looking at a progressive movement. Hopefully, maybe after 5 years, then maybe we can see something.
We have to work on other events such as improving actors' skills, improving directors, DOP, all the production crew skill, and educating the public on what cinema is like and all that. So there's a lot of different things that we have to approach, and we have to strategize and how to approach it. So it's kind of like a 5-year project.
Hi, my name is Shamsida and I'm the senior editor.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm the head of research and archives.
Hi, I'm Kina and I'm the photographer.
So how did you get to be in SMFS? How did you get to know about it?
It was, form of stress relief, Facebook, and I chanced upon the SMFS group when it was still in the infant stage.
I got to know about this from my friend Dayang. She was one of the extras for the feature films Genggam. So she kind of wrote me in to be one of the crew members.
For me, I was actually promoting a course in the creative industry fair. Some of the people actually asked me what I want to do, and I said I want to be a filmmaker. And since Singapore Malay Film Society actually aspire Malay filmmaker to actually succeed in the future, so that's why I joined in.
So do you have any hopes for SMFS? Any visions? What would you like to achieve?
We would like SMFS to grow as a society and to be more well known, to gain more exposure. We want to be recognised. We want the Malay film era to come back.
Here we are with Mr. Arfian Saad. Do you come here with an open heart and open mind, or did you have some expectations of Purnama?
I've been to quite a few short film screenings, and usually I think, as with a lot of these short film screenings, they're quite eclectic most of the time. You get some good ones and you get some not so good ones, but I think what's important is the very idea of community, that you're actually also having this kind of platform where people who otherwise would not be able to sort of like showcase their work, will be able to actually come together and have other people watching. Because I think it's always very important to develop an audience for these kinds of works.
Which film struck you the most?
Some of the works I think came from quite young filmmakers, and they're starting out, and you can see the kinds of experimentations that they're doing with the cinematography, for example. So a film like Dave, for example, you can see that restless camera work, and I think quite radical at some parts, because you're watching it and you don't see the face of the protagonist until a lot later. So I thought those were quite interesting. I like the cinematography in Sure Shot as well. I thought production values were very high. I saw that people were sort of trying to explore certain issues, like there was one that supposedly touching on racial riots, and to set it in the 60s, which I think is admirable, where we need that kind of range where you don't just deal with contemporary issues, you look at what's the aesthetics of a period film, for example. Yeah.
We're now with Hafiz Huzaifa, the director of Stress Management. Alright, Hafiz, why do you choose to do a documentary instead of a film?
I choose to do documentary so that I can educate those teenagers about how to manage their stress, because nowadays teenagers so stressed that they know how to manage. They only know how to smoke or hang out, or even the worst is to commit suicide. I more focus on the Malay, so I try to stereotype because this is the real facts that I try to bring out.
Is it a manifestation of our success-driven and overachieving society?
I think it's about achievement because nowadays the society is try to competitive with each other, that challenge each other, all that.
Now we're with Linus Chen, the filmmaker of Sure Shot. Why did you decide to make an action-packed film as compared to the other films which are family-related or something to do with society?
Well, I think because our medium was YouTube, we wanted to reach a very wide audience, and that was also the choice why it was primarily in English. And so even though the cast and the crew are Singaporean, we wanted to reach a worldwide audience. So we wanted to do action because I think that is something that everyone can understand around the world. It's universal and it can be told within 5 minutes.
Were there any difficulties doing an action film, like you have to get your cast to learn some combat moves?
Everything was done on the day itself. And it's a good thing that our actor, Pierre Metz, who also acts here in Singapore on TV and on stage dramas, he's a former Navy person, soldier. His experience, there we go.
We're with Fazreen, the filmmaker of IU. Was there a big play of romance in your film? Was that the main thing you aim to focus on?
There's not much romance. I didn't show the romance there because, like I said, it's very enclosed. I can't show the backstory for now. But there's some kind of conflict in the movie, in my film. But the subtext is the romance. I mean, the real conflict is that era at the time. There's Malay and Chinese. I mean, there's riots and there's hatred between each other for some of them. Yeah, I mean, that's the conflict. But the subtext is still romance and still love. I mean, love conquers all. So that's the theme in the film. So yeah.
I find it interesting how you portrayed the Malays as the richer class. Is that on purpose?
Usually, last time the Chinese are usually like the rich ones, the one who have business and stuff. Malays are usually the one to look at. But I think at that point of time, the Malays are the most, they have their own business. I mean, that time is still part of Malaysia anyway. So they have their own business, they have their own companies, and they are paid well. I also want not only racial, but the kind of rich versus poor. Where I mean, the last time you have to marry a rich man. You have to be married to a rich man to be, rich. Yeah, I mean, at that point of time, now it's no longer like that. So I want to show that kind of in the era how people get to. I mean, the kind of arranged marriage in that kind of era.
You want to make the disparity wider?
Yeah, wider. I mean, not only race but the social status. Yeah, social status. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. Day 1 of Purnama 2 is almost over. Check out Day 2 coverage of Purnama 2 coming soon on SMFS TV. For more information, log on to www.smfs.sg or search Singapore Malay Film Society on Facebook. That's it for this episode of SMFS TV. I'm Amelia signing off. Bye!